So what I have here up on the screen is a list that I downloaded, and they're $100 transfers. But the problem was when you go and you export them out of the county website, for whatever reason, they don't include the state, and they also don't include the zip. The state's no problem; we can easily add that, but the zip is an issue. And we don't want to have to go in and look up every single zip code to every address and try to figure it out that way. So what this video is going to show you how to do is take an address that is not complete, that's missing a zip code, and quickly be able to get that information without having to go and manually do them all. So I have not edited this file much. The only thing I have done is I added this column right here that has the state in it. What I want to do is go ahead and copy this. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to paste this information in here. And then I'm going to get rid of everything that we don't need. So really all we need is any bit of the address that we can. We don't need the owner. And the parcel ID is not going to help us either, so we can delete that as well. But one thing we could use is something called a FIPS code. A FIPS code, they are specific to a county in your state. So every county has a unique FIPS code. And all you have to do is just look up the FIPS code for whatever county you're operating in. So this particular one, I'm operating in Citrus County, Florida. So you can see that Florida starts off with a 12. So I'm just going to scroll down here until it starts with 12. And then when I get down here, I'm going to look for Citrus County. You can see the code here is 12017. So I'm going to bring my sheet back over and paste these in like that. And then I'll just run this all the way to the bottom of the sheet. Okay, so now we have about a couple thousand that now have the property address, the state. I'm sorry, the property address, the city, the state, and then the FIPS code. So I'm gonna save this file real quick, like that, and then I'm gonna go to melissa.com. So you got to have an account here. This is not free, but it's not too awful expensive. Once you get logged in, we're going to go to lookups, and on this site you buy credits. So we're going to scroll all the way down till we see listware, and then we want to upload that file that we just created. All right, and then we'll do address check, and then do next. Now we need to map the columns. So this first one is address, city, state. It doesn't even have FIPS code, so you don't even have to worry about that. My apologies. So let's do next. And now it says, when we have this output file, what do we want to include in the output file? For this, just the full address, and that's it. That's all we really need. Go next. And then job name, just name it whatever. And then process. And now you can see that we uploaded 2,200 records to the system. And what it's doing now is it's going through all 2,200 of those records and trying to append the addresses that it can. And you can see here that it's slowly updating. We're going to give this a few minutes to go through this process, and I'll come back as soon as it finishes doing its, whatever it's doing right now. Okay, just finished up. It took less than a minute after I paused the video. So you can see up here, it's going to cost 2,200 credits. We'll be able to transfer. You'll be able to see what that actually cost here in a second. So we'll go down here, and you can see that we have 2,200 and 6 records. It was able to find 1,928 of the addresses. 278 of them it wasn't able to append, which is okay. You can see that 2,200 credits equates to about $8.82, and we're just going to go ahead and click purchase, and it's going to deduct those from our balance, yes, and then we can go ahead and download the list. So over here on columns A through D, this is what we submitted to the system. And then columns E through all the way through M are stuff that they appended. So you can see here that we now, other than those 256, we now have zip codes for most of these properties. And it's going to save us a ton of time when it comes to putting this list together. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.